Welcome all to another great week of learning. We're going to continue to work on fractions this week um, with Mr. Briggs from a distance. I know the Alpha Group, we're the quarantine team right now, and we're all going to be working from home this week. And our Omegas, you're still going to be coming in, or have the right to come in, and you'll be doing the digital learning from at school when you go into class with a sub. And I think for me, I have two different subs, one on Tuesday, one on Friday. I think Miss Alphys has the same sub all week. So um, best thing that I hope that you all are from the Alpha group are all healthy and well still, and feeling no um, symptoms or feeling ill in any way, shape, or form. I am still feeling perfectly fine, so knock on wood that that continues to stay the same, and the same for all of you friends out there. But please take care of yourself. That's first and foremost this week. Please take care of yourself. If work gets behind, we'll work with you to figure it out. But it's always easiest to stay um, on top of things so you don't feel like you have this big hole to climb out of or this mountain of work to do to get caught up. So, with all that said, let's start subtracting fractions. So, this mini lesson will be very quick, and then I'll go into doing the problem set with you because the models are going to be the same. We're still going to use the area model to create common units, and then we're going to be able to subtract when they're the same units. So, once we get apples to apples, we can subtract. So, we need to make halves and thirds the same unit just like we did in Friday's lesson. So without further ado, let's minimize my face. Let's get my, let me move my dog treats for Bronson. Oh, I didn't even minimize my face. Move my face. All right. So let's go ahead and start thinking about 1/2 minus 1/3. And let's go ahead and give ourselves, let me change my little pen tool to be a little smaller. Let's go ahead and give ourselves two area models. One's going to show 1/2. One's going to show 1/3. And the question that we have to ask ourselves is there a multiple of halves and thirds that are the same? Can we cut them each apart in a certain number of ways so that they have the same number of pieces in the whole? So, one way that we can do that is just by counting by the multiples of our unit. So, I'm going to count by thirds, 3/3, 3, 6, 9. Now I think about those and I'm going to write them down because sometimes it's a good strategy just to write these down as you're thinking about them. 3, 6, 9. And then I think about which of those are multiples of the halves as well. But if I can't visualize it in my head, I'm just going to quickly write them down next to it 2, 4, 6, 8. And I do see that they both have a 6. So that's our common denominator. And if you count by your multiples, it kind of tells you how many times you need to cut each section. So halves need to go 1, 2, there's 3 pieces that each half needs to be put into. So 1, 2 cuts gives us 3 pieces, because that gives us 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, sure does. And for the thirds, looks like it's 2 groups. So 1 cut. So if I just cut those in half, I should have 6s. So I just proved that 1/2 is equal to 3/6, and that 1/3 is equal to how many? 1, 2, 3, 2, 6. So now I can rewrite the sentence. 3/6 minus 2/6. And remember, the unit always stays the same. When you're subtracting 3 apples minus 2 apples, you still get an answer with apples in it. So 3/6 minus 2/6, you're still going to get the answer of 6. Yeah, and just one of them. All right, let's try that again. And then we will go on to doing the problem set together. Let's think about a harder problem. Yeah, let's try 1/2 minus 2/7. So 1/2 minus 2/7. So once again, first thing we're going to start with is an area model. Now on the lesson, I believe that they sometimes call them rectangular fractional models. For sevenths, the trick is how many cuts do you do to create sevenths? Well, you do one less cut than the unit. So for this, it will be 6 cuts will give us 7 pieces. That's 4 cuts, 5 cuts, and 1 more cut. Remember just to try to be as reasonable as possible. There's 1, 2/7. So I have 1/2 and I have 2/7. So I have to start thinking about what multiples would be a common multiple. So if I start counting by 7, 7, 14, 21, I do see one that is a multiple of 2. So let's go ahead and see how many 2s there'll be. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 different groups of halves for 14. So that would be 6 cuts. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Got a little tight, but it still should show it. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yep, 7 out of 14, or 7/14. Over here to show it was 2 groups to get 14, so 1 cut will create 2 groups. So it shows that 1, 2, 3, 4, yep, 4/14. Now I can rewrite the sentence as 14ths, 7/14 minus 4/14. Again, here's the thing where the unit never changes, because if you're subtracting 7 apples minus 4 apples, you still have apples. So 7/14 minus 4/14, you still get 14th. And how many would that be? That's right, that would be 3/14. All right, one more mini lesson practice, and then we're going to that problem set. So let's do both fractions with more than one piece in it. So let's do 4/5 minus 2/3. Okay, so first let's go ahead and create our fractional models. Fifths needs 4 cuts to create fifths. I need 4 of those. 1, 2, 3, 4. Okay, and then 2/3. All right, and now let's think about those units. Let me count by 5s, or 5/5, I should call it. 15, 20. I do see one of those is a multiple of 3, but I'm going to go ahead and do it with my thirds as well. And I can see that 1, 2, each fifth needs to be cut into 3 groups, and each third needs to be cut into 5 groups. So let's go ahead and do that. 4/5 became 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. 12/15. And then for our thirds, we needed to cut it into 4 pieces. Oops, I'm sorry. 5 different pieces we had to cut 4 times to create 5 different groups. Wow, that for some reason was really challenging to say. So let's go ahead and do that. 1 group, 2 groups, 3 groups, and there's my 5th group with 4 cuts. I was counting cuts, calling them groups. Man, my words are hard this morning. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oops, let me rewrite it as 2/3 equals 10/15. Now I can rewrite the 15th sentence. 12/15 minus 10/15. And again, the unit will stay the same, so we'll still have 15ths at the end. I'm sorry that my pen got a little sloppy there. How many 15ths would that be? Well, that would be 2/15. All right, let's go ahead and get right to the problem set now. If I was moving too fast, you guys know that you can always pause me. All right, let me zoom in on this. Zoom in, best width. All right, name on it. And let's go ahead and start doing this. Now it says simplify your answer if possible, but that would only have been needed if we were just finding the way that we're finding our common units simplifies it right away because we're finding the least common denominator, the least common unit. It's the smallest common unit that we can possibly find. Let's just take a quick look at the problems here. There's 4 problems on this page, and we're looking to draw an area model for each one and solving. 2 problems in here, and then a word problem, and then a word problem. Let's do the first 6 problems. I just want to practice the area models and the fraction subtraction. Ooh, that's a fun way to say it. Fraction subtraction. All right, let's go ahead. 1/3 area model. Hi, Bronson. He's excited I get to stay home. I hope your fur babies are excited that you get to stay home with them. Alphas, that is. All right, so I have a fraction showing me 1/3, and I have a fraction showing me 1/4. We need to get them to the common unit. So let's count by fourths. 4, 8, 12, 16. I do see one of those. It's a multiple of 3. 3, 6, 9, 12. And there they are. One needs 3 groups. One needs 4 groups. Okay. Let me change colors to make it easy. I'm about to sneeze here. Whew. 1, 2, 3 cuts makes 4 groups. Bless me. Sorry. Sorry. Let me pause this so I can blow my nose. All right, I'm back. So we created thirds. We cut 3 different times to create 12ths. So we can see 1/3 is the same as 4 12ths. And we need 2 cuts over here to create 3 groups. So we show that 1/4 is equal to 3 12ths. We can now rewrite this sentence as 4 12ths minus 3 12ths. And again, our answer continues to keep 12ths, and that would be 1/12 left over. Great job. Let's go ahead and do D together, and then you're going to do B and C on your own, and you're going to check your work. So let's go ahead and create a 2/3 model. 1/3, 2/3, and then a 1/7 model. Get this out of my way. 6 cuts. Make sure you're making a big enough model so you can do all these cuts. That's 3 cuts, 4 cuts, 5 cuts. Let me make the 6th cut over here. That should be 7ths. Let me double check. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Sure is. So I have 2/3 and I have 1/7. Okay. So just thinking in my head, I'm already a little nervous because I'm like, oh, what? Don't worry, just write down your multiples, right? 7 7ths, 14 7ths, 21 7ths. Oh, I see it. It's 21. Did you see it as I was writing it too? 3, 6, 9, 12, 15, 18, 21. Wow. There's a lot of different groups for those thirds. Okay, let me change colors so we can easily see it on our model. So thirds need to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 into 7 different groups. So 6 cuts. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that should give us 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 14, 20 months. And then over here on the 7th, it's each 7th need to be cut into 3 groups. So 2 cuts will give us 3 groups. So let's go ahead and do that. And it's a little easier to see this one. 3 pieces, 3 21s. So now we can rewrite the sentence as 14, 20, and I keep calling it 21s. I'm so sorry. 14 21st minus 3 21st. And that gives you 11 21st. It's not a fractional unit that you see a lot. I will say that. So there's my defense. That you don't see a fraction unit of 21sts a lot, especially in the real world. I don't know if I've ever seen it. All right, so, but it doesn't matter if we see it or not. We know that we can work with our fractions the same way, regardless of them. We still need to create common units to be able to add and subtract. All right, so I'm going to pause it. You're going to pause it. You're going to go ahead and try to do these two problems, and then we'll flip to the back side and try those ones together. All right, let's quickly check your work on B. I didn't count by my multiples, but the common unit was the sixth. And over here for C, the common unit was twelfths. All right, let's go ahead and do the last two problems of this problem set that we're going to do, no word problems. All right, let's do F together, and then you're going to try E on your own. All right, so let's go ahead and do 3/4. 1, 2, 3/4. We got 3/4, and then we got sevenths over here, so 6 cuts. 5, 6. 2 of those. All right, so now we have our fractional models. Let's go ahead and think about our multiples. Now, I always think it's easiest to count by the largest multiple or the largest unit. So 7, 14, 21. None of those are multiples of 4 yet, and there it is. Okay, let me just figure out how many 4s that is. 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28. Wow, all the way right there. So it'll be 4 groups of the sevenths and 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 groups of the fourths. So let's go ahead and start cutting. 6 cuts will give us sevenths. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So it looks like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. A way easier way to doing that, isn't there? I hope you noticed that. 21/28. All right, so we needed 4 groups of every seventh, so that would be 3 cuts, 1 cut, 2 cuts, 3 cuts, and if I multiplied everything by 4, oops, I don't want to show a multiplication symbol there. But I'm thinking I multiplied sevenths by 4 to get to the 28th. So that should show 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and it sure does. All right, 21/28 minus 8/28. Ooh. Well, I'm going to have to think about that. Well, 8 is 2 away from 10. It should be 13/28. So I had to really think about that in my head. Some of you might have wanted to set it up to solve it. So do whatever you need to do to be successful. Okay, go ahead and pause me and go ahead and try to do 3/4 minus 3/8. I want you to think about this one though, because the unit, you don't need to change both the units. Let me just count with units with you. If we count by 8s, 8, 16, 24. Now if I count by 4s, 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24. Now you can create common units. We can see common units in 8 and 8. We can see common units in 16 and 16. And then we see common units in 24 and 24. So there's multiple common units that you can use, but it's always best to use the smallest common unit. All right, so I'm going to pause. You're going to go ahead and work on that problem and then see how you did when you unpause. All right, as you can see, I only had to create 4s into 8s, and then I had common units, 8s to 8s. So 6/8 minus 3/8 equal, 6/8 minus 3/8 equal 3/8. All right, guys, be safe, be well this week. I am available at your disposal during the day via Zoom. Let me know if you need anything. Omega students, do your best tomorrow with the sub, and also contact me if you need me. I'm also here for everyone, and we'll see you soon. Good luck today.